Anybody else? Please. Yes, you. Yes, you. If you don't call me, I call you.
Hello.
Namaste.
Namaste. My name is Marie.
Mary?
Yeah.
Not Mary, but Mary.
Marie. No. Yeah, Marie.
Yeah, I like to hear the pronunciation that I call you rightly.
Yeah.
Mary?
Yeah.
Mary. Very. From?
Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland is the only country in the world I have not been. Nearly.
Nearly. Someday.
I have been in so many countries, sharing satsang, but also before traveling, because I started to travel very early. When I was 15, I started to travel. Before with my parents, and then at 15, I felt like it's all too small for me. Traveling, yeah. And I've been in so many countries, but not Ireland.
Oh, you'll have to come.
Yeah, exactly. That has a little bit to do, sorry to say, but the image, my image, your image, I mean not your image, the image of a country is that it's a bit cold and wet.
You're not wrong.
And I don't like so much cold and wet. I mean, 1 week Austria in the winter, very cold and dry, is okay. Even Moscow, I was January last year, I was in Moscow, very cold, -22, but dry, so it was okay. So a little bit, it was not really pulling me, Ireland. Even I heard many good things about it. They are very, very friendly people. A good friend of mine who lives also close to me in Spain, he's a travel organizer. He's the biggest travel organizer for Germans and Austrians to go to Ireland. And he says they're so friendly people, amazing. So we should go one day.
Yeah. In the summer.
In the summer.
It's still wet and cold, but not as bad.
So tell me a story, what happened how did you find me?
So I was looking up retreats in Ireland. I just felt like I wanted to go on one, and I put in retreats in Ireland, and I clicked search, and for some reason this one came up first, and then all the others. I don't know why this one, because this is India.
It had to happen. It had to happen.
So I clicked it, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool, and it looked kind of better than the ones in Ireland.
Even better, definitely warmer.
Yeah.
No? Definitely warmer. And that's all algorithms, algorithms, they say.
Well, I didn't look
So
up.
Ireland and India both start with I.
Yeah.
No? And here we inquire into the I. We want to find out where this I arises. So this is his major advice, actually. This is major advice. He said, because every living being not only speaks about humans, but also animals, the peacocks, maybe the frog, what we heard now. All living beings want to be happy. Like Miriam. Miriam is already happy. So he excluded her. She is already happy. But he says, every living being wants to be happy, and therefore the most direct way to be happy is to inquire, who am I? It's actually very logical, because the I is the most intimate. Everybody in us is I. But now we usually identify with the I of the body, and of course the I of the personality. this we think is the I. We have somehow learned that, or it was taught to us. So we are totally identified with body and mind. And he advises to look deeper, to inquire, who am I? So, but not in the sense like Sigmund Freud would explain the personality, the I, or other more analytical, psychological approaches, but directly using that which any one of us has as the one and only mean, which is consciousness. Because you are aware. You're aware of yourself and you're aware of the I. So now this consciousness, which always is spent into experiencing the world and having sensual experience, mental experience, emotional experience, but now, for instance, this consciousness you put on the I itself. Somehow you look what is underlying all this. So this is the most direct way to be happy, to be free. And he states that our true nature is happiness. It's natural. So for most of us, our experience is that this happiness which we experience is floating. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes unhappy. And he is rather radical, he too, by the way. He says everything which is not permanent is not real. If it's not permanent, it's not a real thing. So if this is true, then this body, which most likely is not permanent, it's not real. And our thoughts, which are fluctuating and changing, also not real. They are manifestations which come and go, likewise our feelings. And if we really look back, wenn wir jetzt zurückschauen über unser ganzes Leben, was war immer ständig? If you look back the entire life, what was permanent? Only consciousness, nur Bewusstsein. So there's a good chance that this is real, because this was always. Of course, with this consciousness, we experienced joys, suffering, pain, happiness. But the consciousness itself was always here, otherwise there could not have been any kind of experience. So therefore, right at the first day of the retreat, I can clarify what it is about here. About inquiring, who am I?